Hey everybody, we are back. So our adventurers here just accepted a contract from the Grand Duchy of Karameikos to go to this old fortress, this mysterious, weird fortress that they found. Some of the party members found last session that had all sorts of weird things in it. The doors don't operate like doors that you have seen before. You've encountered a number of like weird metal constructs in there, and that is where you fought. You found like some strange like artifacts and things in this place that you haven't quite figured out how they work yet, and you ultimately did battle with a froghemoth in here. The Grand Duchy is concerned that there are more monstrous things that seem to be emanating from this fortress, and they have tasked you with going out this way to clear it out. And they have guaranteed that there will be more adventurers like you, more parties coming out to give you some help over time. It's about a week's journey. For those of you that haven't made this trek yet, it's like 3 days to get to the Caves of Chaos, and then a few days even further east. Last time that we went out this way, the characters found a caravan that had been attacked by this froghemoth, and kind of showed the way through a wood on the north side of the road that they followed, and after a couple days more, tracked it to the base of this mountain range where. I can hold up my images right up to my webcam because I don't have actual digital copies of these things. But it led you to this metal structure that seems kind of wedged at the base of the mountains, and the entrance to it is like, I don't remember what I said, like 150 feet up or something. You had to climb actually to get up to the doorway that leads in. And so we're kind of like fast tracking past all of that and getting you to the part where you've just entered into this small cavern that leads into the fortress, the complex, and that is where you were situated here on the map. And so you are standing now, having climbed up here in a metal room, and you can see right in front of you. You've entered into this cavern, but now the doors are open yet from your last time here, and they just peer in. And about 30 feet in front of you, you can see this like cylindrical pillar that goes from floor to ceiling, and it has a doorway in it that allows you to see through it. I'm gonna hold up this image so you can see what this cylinder looks like. Looks like. Can you all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a tube. There's no floor on the inside of that tube. I don't remember. I think scenario or Rhea looked down and you saw that it goes down maybe like 30 feet or so, and then it was just like a metal floor on the base there.
Mm-hmm.
You look up and it's just ceiling. From this kind of intersection, it's kind of a wide intersection. There are passageways that go every cardinal direction. Last time 4 of the party members were here, they went east, and they followed kind of the trail of destruction of the froghemoth. And these doors are open, so you can see into that main corridor there.
So our contract is simply to clear this place out, yes?
If
Oh.
my reading eyes are right, I think that's what it said.
And then to set up some sort of way station for wayward heroes.
It appears that there are doors on either side of this entrance. Perhaps we want to clear those spaces and create something like a checkpoint, huh?
That's a way of putting it, but I don't know if anyone may have told you this before, but last time we tried to break a door down, a loud wee woo wee woo wee woo noise came out, and then these weird cylinder robot
Hey, what kind of noise?
Wee woo wee woo wee woo.
Thank you.
Like,
That's what
it
I
was
was
pretty
hoping for.
loud.
That was good. Yes, thank you.
And some like weird robot things that were trying to take Jarl away and Malaron away. It was kind of weird.
Was one of them Lucy?
No, these were more like
Because she is always trying to take Jarl away. But there's no romantic sense.
Lucy's head just turns and looks like it like goes like eerily like 90 directions and looks at you, Jarl, and she just says, "No one will ever take you from me, Jarl."
Okay. All right.
Yes, that is not
That's a-
creepy at all. It is wonderful.
He's gonna look back and just kind of start like biting at his nails a bit.
He found he found her in here, right? How did you find her, Yarl?
She was sleeping, and I woke her up, and it was just in the other room over here, and I said hi, and she was like, ooh. I really didn't know what she was saying, but she laughed a lot. Remember?
I do remember.
Yeah, like that. She keeps on doing it.
Lucy.
And apparently, I was very interesting. That's what Mal told me, and I don't mind being interesting. So that's kind of where we're at the moment, and I guess she's really fond of me, overly fond of me now.
That does remind me of something. I'm gonna go into the main lobby, and I'm gonna look down the east hallway. Is the remnants of our last battle still there?
Yes, although as you are looking down there, you can see a number. Kind of when you step out, you see that there are a number.
Oh,
Paladin! I'm okay.
Probably you didn't walk quite that far, but as soon as you step like right
That's not good.
past like the threshold
Sure.
here, you can see there's a number of displacer beasts that are kind of laying down. And as soon as you step in there, all their tentacles kind of like raise up, and they all stand up, and you can start to see them kind of shift a little bit. And so this will be our
good.
first initiative roll of the evening.
Good kitties. Good kitties.
they're new.
And
question,
Selvin, what
Lucy?
Oh, go ahead.
Does Lucy still have her fire stick?
Yes. And she still has it like slung over her shoulder.
Okay.
She shot with it a few times last time, however. So we'll see how that plays out. But Selvin, you all see Selvin move out and suddenly kind of freeze up a little bit and seems to signal kitties. It sounds like is what he says. Rurik, you're up first in the initiative order.
Okay. So, I'm gonna try. Well, there's no point in being sneaky or stealthy, but I'm gonna go ahead and at least move up to here so that I can see what he sees, but stay behind him. And I'm gonna take a quick shot then at whatever it is.
And we shall see if Fantasy Grounds factors in the disadvantage or not. I'm not sure. So go ahead and make the attack roll, and we'll see how this plays out.
Do this one because it's the closest. I don't think that hit. Did you
And-
see it?
I did. Do it. So just so everyone knows, any ranged or melee attacks that you try to make on these things, at least the first swing that before something connects is going to have disadvantage. It looks like the effect must not be coded in here.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter because I missed with that one.
Well, just roll me a d20 in case you get that one, because in the community campaign it does matter.
Roll that one.
Okay, just drop it on him.
Well, you could just throw. All I'm looking for is the d20 roll. So no, so no,
Yeah.
just a miss. No further bad stuff happens.
No further bad stuff happens.
All right.
So I still have some things that I can do. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and try and sit back. I'm going to actually try and step back and hide right about here.
Okay. Go ahead and make that stealth check as we. I see we've got a redemption for a wandering monster.
Oh,
Thank you, Ron.
good timing.
Why do I
All right.
have any kind of skills whatsoever? I don't know.
Aw.
Oh,
If it makes you feel any
Oh,
better, from the displacer beasts, you are hidden. I'm not
Okay.
sure about
That's
whatever is
good.
about to show up here. I'm rolling on my wandering monster table, and very.
Oh, but at least Chris is here to help us all out,
oh.
Yes.
give us all inspiration.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so you've all been redeemed inspiration. So take that. Thank you, Chris. Oh boy, this is a big one.
See, not everyone's a
I don't like when
Ron.
the it's always great when the DM just says, "Oh, I don't like this."
Oh no!
Secretly
It can
roll
mean
again. It's
multiple
okay.
things.
You
It
can
can mean
secretly
multiple
roll
things.
again.
Nobody knows, Alex. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
The trouble
It's a
is-
friendly.
Nobody knows what
A
We have
it's
to
like.
roll a
friendly.
lot of dice for this one. All right.
There's like ominous music playing in the background too. That's kind of, yeah.
Miss
So
Electric.
I'll
Done.
Because we just barely started this combat, so we're gonna have at least one round go by before this whatever is coming complicates things. Jarl, it is your turn.
All right. Y'all's gonna try to attempt to remove Lucy's arm from him. Is he able to try to break away for a second?
I had to think about what you just said. Yes, she's not grappling you or anything. At
Okay,
first I was
I'm
like,
just making
is
sure.
he trying to rip her arm out of its socket to use as a
Time to
weapon?
fight. That's exactly what I want to do. Yes, Jarl. Yeah, I'll have. Okay, so I'll be back. I promise. And he's gonna come up, and I guess he's going to attack. I mean, they really haven't done much, but they look pretty aggressive. They're looking.
Yeah,
pretty...
they're their snouts are curling, their lips are curling over their teeth. Definitely hostile.
Okay.
And before you make your attack, just hit the disadvantage button
You got it.
because they're just kind of it's almost like there's two of them there. They kind of create this second duplicate illusion.
Yeah, Jarl doesn't know if that's just him or if that's actually happening. Okay.
That'll hit.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
And as you hit this one, that kind of illusory like double vision thing stops and it just becomes solid. So this one you don't have disadvantage on, at least until its turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and attack again. No, I'm not on disadvantage anymore. Cool. Hits. Okay, 4.
9 more points of damage.
And finally,
Another hit. Meow. 7 points.
That's very good.
All right. Anything else, Jarl?
Jarl is going to kind of look back at Servant and kind of get something and give him kind of a thumbs up, and that'll be it.
Scenario.
Right, Scenario will move out and draw his instrument of the bards and cast a hypnotic pattern, hitting all the 4 northern beasts.
Just one success. Number 4 succeeded.
All right, well, the other 3 are incapacitated with a speed of 0 until the spell ends.
They're just laid out like cats on catnip. Just
They are hypnotized.
Whoa, man.
And then I will throw a bardic inspiration to Selvin. and I will move out a bit.
All
And that
right.
is it for me.
Next up is Lucy, the android. And she kind of moves in, and she's standing right next to you, Selvin. And she pulls that fire stick off of her shoulder, aims it at the one that Jarl is fighting, and takes a shot.
I will call out. Focus your fire on the southern two. The northern ones are taken care of for now.
And both are going to hit. I think it was 3d8. So 11 points of damage, and then another 16 for 27 total on number 1.
Oh, I forgot that they should have all had disadvantage. I might have captured that other one too.
Oh yeah, because instruments of the bards
Because
do
I
that.
used the instrument of the bard for a charm effect.
I'll just roll another saving throw for, I think, what was it, number 4?
For you.
Yeah.
Was it Con?
It is.
Or
I'm
Wisdom?
gonna have to pull it up. Wisdom. DC 16.
Okay, that go ahead and drop the effect on number 4 then, too.
Okay. I don't know how to do that, but we'll figure it out.
If you go to your
Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah. Okay, so 2 shots from Lucy hit that the kitty cat there. Mr. Butterbrickle,
job,
it
Liz.
is your turn.
All right, so I'm going to just come around the corner here so that I can see beast number 1, and I'm gonna shoot at it with my short bow.
Sounds good. Have a good night, Galaxian. Thanks for stopping out and checking us out here tonight.
Okay, well that's not what I meant to do.
Which one are you trying to hit?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to hit the bottom one, and I
Number
didn't.
1. Okay. So what you can do is your short bow,
Mhm.
click and drag the +7 over and drop it onto the token. And that'll hit. So now, because you got an ally within 5 feet, you have sneak attack.
Alright.
So go ahead and you see where your sneak attack is. Click that magnifying glass next to it, and then click that effect button.
And put the
All right, now where your short bow damage is, the 1d6 plus 4, go ahead and click and drag that onto your target. 21 points of
Nice.
damage to Displacer Beast 1. It is not looking good. It's got all this damage from Jarl, big patch of fur, kind of bald patch there where it got shot a couple of times, and now your arrow is sticking out of it.
All right,
Right,
just gonna
can't
hide
see
back
this.
here because I don't want my clothes to get dirty.
Sounds good. So if
I
you
know
duck,
I like Butterbrickle.
if you duck behind something and like get out of sight of the creatures, as a bonus action, you can do your stealth
yeah.
check and see if you can maybe get advantage on your next round.
All right, so do I roll for that? Look at my skills. Sorry,
if you go to skills and then double click the +7 where your stealth modifier is, you can do that check.
You will need to get behind something.
all right, so I'm just gonna move here so I'm out of its sight.
Actually, yeah, like if you ducked back, like maybe back here, like kind of like around the nook here, you'd be out of sight and you'd be able to jump back out around and take a shot. But yeah,
Okay.
you're good to go. They don't have that great of a passive perception, so on your next attack against any of these things, you would have advantage on that attack. And
Well
next
done,
up,
but Brickle.
Thank you.
Selvin, it is your turn.
As he's going up to displacer beast, he is in a constant state of sneezing and just frost particles are going everywhere because cats don't work well with him. I got this, and he's just gonna just 2k2 wags while just constantly sneezing. This is great. I'll do good. To hit.
Well, that takes him out.
Oh, he done.
Now, just so you know, as soon as you hit one of the other ones, it will wake up.
So do we have to hit them?
I can only keep them occupied for a little while.
And let's just do it whatever time, I guess. Oh no.
It should be long enough for us to wake up one at a time.
Don't
I'll
sneeze so
go
loud, dude.
to
You're
the-
gonna wake him up.
It's a challenge. And I'll go up to displace piece number 4, and I don't remember if the rule for incapacitated is that advantage in a crit or is that paralyzed.
Don't recall. I'll look it up.
Paralyzed. Well, incapacitated is definitely advantage.
But also disadvantage because this one is doing the little loop thing.
True.
So it's
No,
straight roll.
all incapacitated does is it can't take actions or reactions. Does nothing
Oh.
else.
All right, so it's not like paralyzed condition. Cool. So now I'll just take a normal swing at number 4.
So they're just mesmerized by the hypnotic pattern. But that's it.
Cool. Well, it's no longer incapacitated, so there's that. And I'll do. There we go.
The trait, the illusion trait would be disrupted though by the incapacitation. So.
Yep.
Okay, you got it.
Is their illusion thing a reaction?
No, but if it's incapacitated, it can't really. It can't project that. It has to be awake, and
Okay.
it's an active thing. So,
I
no
see.
disadvantage. So yes, you hit and you dealt your damage.
And that's all I'll do.
All right. Next up, Cinnamon.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to cast Bane on the 3 that I can see. That doesn't do damage. It just is an effect. So
Nice.
Nice.
there we go. Now I don't know how to do I just unclick it?
Very
There.
good.
All right. All right. So that'll be my action. And I did all my movements. So I'm just going to stand out here and be like really apparent, but hopefully people will protect me. So, all right, go get them, guys.
One second. I'm just setting the next thing up.
Wandering creature,
Oh
perhaps?
no!
All right.
It's actually going to be Ron. We're gonna get attacked by Ron.
Ron has
Well-
entered the game.
It's a bunch of
When
tiny
Dawson-
robots.
Friendly,
that-
Ron?
Dawson bought a bunch of orcs that we named after Dawson and all the characters Dawson plays. So
Oh,
in
did you really?
Saltmarsh. Yeah.
I got to rewatch that. I went to go get dinner.
Oh yeah, no, we
Oh, no.
totally. We were gonna kill Dawson and Dawson number 2 and Pruno.
So, hypnotic pattern that lasts.
Yes.
It's just like a minute, right? Or it
It's
lasts
1
for...
minute. It's concentration.
Okay.
And if they take any damage or if anything takes an action, uses an action to rouse them, they come out of it.
So number 4 is the one that I think that it is still up and awake.
Yeah, he's been reawoken.
Robin, what was the effect that what did you do to it?
I cast Bane.
Bane, okay.
So they subtract
Yeah.
a D4.
So
from
now
their-
it's D4 from saving throws, or right?
Mhm.
I mean, no,
Attacks, saving
attack rolls,
throws.
saving throws. Yep.
And if
First
Robin,
class.
if you want to
Here we go.
retarget them and actually apply the effect, it should put it on them.
Oh, okay. I
Sorry,
thought by
I actually-
casting it would do that, but I guess it didn't do that automatically, huh?
Yeah,
No, you have
just,
to do the cast button and then the effect button.
Right.
No, you don't have
There
to.
you go.
Okay, there you go.
Nice.
I was gonna say okay.
I'm relearning Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, the Displacer Beast stands up, and Selvin, you're there in front of it. It's going to start to, with its tentacles, lash out at you. First one is a 12, which will miss, and the second is a 5, which will miss.
Nice.
The next one is incapacitated. And then we're back to the top with Rurik.
Okay, so I step out from hiding. It doesn't seem to really matter. And I'm going to go ahead and take another shot this time. And number 4, because Selvin's standing there. That's a hit. And hang on. And 17 points of damage.
Nice.
And then I'm going to kind of subtly put myself, and not even bother trying to hide, but put myself between Cinnamon, not very subtly, and all the other ones of these things that I can see.
Oh my gosh, Rurik, have you been working out? Look how strong you are.
I just blush all the way up to the top of my ears.
You are looking strong, dude.
Wasn't going to comment. I thought it might be in poor taste, but it's good.
Jarl, it is your turn.
Gets here, looks back, tiptoes, and then attacks. Hit for a bit of damage. Swings again, quietly. Oops, did I push the wrong thing?
You damage again.
Oops, I apologize. Okay, well, oops.
I guess swing and see
Hit
if you hit.
Let's see if that hits.
Okay.
It hit.
So
It hit.
did that damage.
I was like,
Order of
oh, yeah.
operations.
Proactive damage. I like
Uh-huh.
it.
I knew it. I
I
knew
was
it
so
was happening.
confident he was gonna hit. Yeah.
Good feelings, dude. Yeah.
Jarl has
One-
strange relationship with space and time.
Yeah. Uppercut. Here we go.
All right, 5 points of damage. It is still up. Scenario.
I will mock it viciously. And actually, that should be another D4 because of my
Oh.
level. So I'll edit
But
that.
it's saved.
But it's saved.
Oh, you're right. I saw the success and thought that was for me.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I
There's some
successfully-
confidence.
Depends
I
on who you are,
successfully
right?
Mocked a kid.
Somebody's
Yeah.
success. All right. Next up is Lucy, who is she still has this weapon in her hand, and she like turns and she's got it like aimed in the direction of the other displacer beast. In scenario, you can see it's like aimed right at like Cinnamon's head. and she pulls the trigger, and it just like click, 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 like nothing happens, like it's out of juice.
That is fortunate.
And then she just looks down and she just drops the weapon and like she starts to move ahead 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She gets to right here. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't think you've seen her do this exactly, Jarl, but she kind of like gets into kind of like a martial arts stance, and then she starts like taking a couple of chops herself.
Oh, that's really good technique, Lucy. Whoa.
Jarl,
I
you've
didn't
been
know.
teaching her?
Maybe she's been watching. I don't know. Apparently, now I know that she's interested. I might.
He gets a hit, 4 points of damage. And then we turn to Mr. Butterbrickle.
All right. So I am going to come up a little bit. By a scenario, just to kind of, hang out with the classy guys. And I'm going to shoot into Displacer Beast 4.
And you do have advantage.
All right. Oops.
Try it again just in case you get a crit. You've definitely hit, but okay. So 17 will hit. Just like before, make sure you got your sneak attack applied before you roll the damage on top of it. You've got an ally within 5 feet there.
All right. And
16 points of
16
damage
damage.
to number 4. It's not looking good, but still on its feet.
I'm getting excited now. I'm like, give myself a fist pump. And I'm like, this is your new life now. You could be doing dishes right now.
It's been a year since you've been on the Isle of Dread, so the adrenaline, you remember this feeling.
Yep.
Next up, we've got Selvin.
Bonk, bonk. First attack.
There's a crit.
Oh,
Crit.
nice.
I'll just do standard damage. We don't need a divine punishment just yet.
That one goes down.
For my bonus action, before I take my second strike, is it allowed or no? I don't know. I've never really done this before. Can I use a bonus action before I complete my action or no?
Sure.
Or is this like some sort of rules? Like, I'm going to spend another charge from my power cell and take a shot at it with my ray gun, because that's a thing I have now. Q. Oh. Okay, I'll just bonk it instead. And for my second attack.
You do have Bardic Inspiration if you haven't used it.
I still have it. I'll hold on to it for now, in case some weird save comes up. You never know. And I'll do 14 points of bonk damage.
It
All
has
right.
awoken.
It has awoken.
Yes.
Cinnamon.
So, like, I'm casting kind of a weird glare at this android lady because I don't know. I don't really like the cattiness, you know? I mean, just saying. We don't have to be enemies or anything. I'm going to try to shoot my crossbow at the awakened kitty cat. And that hits, right?
Yep.
Oh, yay. Oh, 4 damage. And then, you know what? I'm going to turn to Rurik and I'm going to say, you know what? We have not fought together for so long. And you make me feel like I can do anything. Just go out there and show them what you're made of, Rurik. And I'm going to give her some bardic inspiration.
Square my shoulders back and blush.
I've
Cinnamon,
never seen a dwarf stand so tall.
Cinnamon, you
Well-
notice as Lucy's neck, like, just, again, like, turns that 90 degrees turn, and as she's fighting, she's just, like, staring at you, like intently staring.
Yeah, you know, if a
Lucy?
shatter spell goes awry, I'm just saying it happens sometimes.
You're all just looking back and forth, going, "What's going on?"
Brooks,
So much tension.
stay out of it.
So Displacer Beast 2 is awake now, and it is going to take its attacks on Selvin. 24 will hit.
I'm also scenario. What's your bardic inspiration amount at this level? Is it still
D8.
D6? D8.
D8.
Thank you. Ouchie.
22 hits for 9 points. Displacer Beast 3 incapacitated. The other one also, and now you all kind of hear like a scampering down the hallway, as these creatures.
Oh no.
Here's the wandering monster. Are these tiny, well, not tiny, small-sized little plant-like creatures that seem to be riding, almost like what looks like a cross between some kind of a lizard and like a thorny bush. And the little creature has kind of like a makeshift, it looks like a spear in its hands, and like some weird metallic like helmet, and maybe a couple of pieces of like metal that it's fashioned like armor out of, that it's strapped to its body. And there are like almost a dozen of these things that have come down the hallway and are marching on their mounts, and have come into the hallway, kind of just surveying like what's going on at this point. So that's what I'm gonna have them do this turn. They march out and are checking it out.
Red means friendly, correct?
In some
Yeah,
cultures,
sure.
like I'm red and I'm really friendly, so you know.
Yeah. Okay. And then he stares at Lucy.
For the record, I have not been friendly towards Jarl, so I don't know what her problem is. I don't need to compete, you know?
Oh,
All right, Rurik, it is your turn.
a- am I aware of this, the Vegapigmy army behind me?
Yeah, they're not being sneaky. They've just charged into the hallway.
And
And
are
now
there?
they've
You said there were a dozen. Are there 4 more behind them, like
Yeah.
further down the hall?
just
Okay.
be patient and it'll reveal.
Good. Good.
There you go.
Great
So there's like
time.
3 more in the back rank that are not mounted.
Okay.
Okay, so I look at them, take a deep sigh, and I go ahead and throw. Actually, no, I'm not going to throw. I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20. And I guess this is as far as I can be. I'm going to roll the oil of slipperiness in that general direction. I will have taken the stopper out of the bottle, so it will be a small toss, and then it will just roll and spill. The contents will spill out.
So 10-foot square, and trying to make that happen like right here.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much right there.
Perfect. So grease spell. Okay, cool.
And I really can't move a whole lot more. So I'm going to stay there.
So just so you know, you have the fast hands feature, so you could have done that as a bonus action.
Oh, I keep forgetting about that. Thank you.
Can't forget your fast hands, Rurik. I mean, they're very talented.
Again, I'm blushing a little bit flustered by that.
You know she is
And
not wrong, Rurik.
no, damn it. So then I guess I can go ahead and let me see. Can I, from where I'm at right now, can I shoot? I can shoot over this, right? It's just a hole.
It's like a hole with. Think of
Well,
like a.
it has a
Yeah,
wall.
Or is
think
it
of
a
an elevator
tube?
with two big walls between it. So you probably could step back, then shoot at it,
Yeah.
or you just take a shot before you do it.
I think the black lines are not see-through.
Yeah,
Like
it's,
these are
it's,
like walls right here.
it's a wall that goes floor to ceiling, so that is an obstruction to sight.
But it also means you can hide behind it.
So I could stay. So well, I've taken all my movement that I can. If I recall, my whole movement is not very far because I'm a dwarf.
And you use
Well,
your
you were
bonus
right by
action.
me. I think you were right by me, so
You were like right here.
you moved 20 feet.
So you've got 5 feet left.
Well, then I'm going to go ahead and take the 5 feet this way. Now I should be able to see, right? And
Yeah, I'll
just
say
like-
it's got half cover, so you
Okay.
could take a shot at it.
I am going to take a shot at it.
And I inspired you, so if you need to use it, use it. I mean,
I will definitely.
With your fast hands.
with your fast hands, yeah.
I'm inspired.
So fast.
My
Inspire everyone.
That'll hit.
Not Lucy, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm just like embarrassed. So 17 damage on this Displacer Beast 2.
All right. Oh, actually, you know what? Just to see, it would have had its displacement restored. So give me another attack roll just to see if it would be at disadvantage. So let's see if it. Okay.
Ah,
So
Oh.
unfortunately, you don't get that crit, but your hit happens and that damage stays. So.
Okay.
And now the displacement is off for until the end of its next turn. Jarl, it is your turn.
Jarl is going to kind of say, Lucy, it's okay, chill. And then he's gonna, come on, not in public, come on. He's gonna go ahead and attack. It's for a little bit of damage. He's gonna attack again. Swing.
Another hit.
Hits for another little bit of damage. Wow, I am just rolling those damage die really well. And then I'm gonna wanna uppercut. Definitely hits. Bam. Okay, that's the end of Jarl's turn.
Scenario.
All right, I am going to move around to here, and I'm going to cast Enthrall on all of the veggie pygmies. To catch up.
Oh my, that's a lot of saves.
There's a few failures in there though. There's a lot of
Just see, like,
failures too.
The black cloud of shadow.
So all of them that failed can only pay attention to a scenario.
Okay.
It's not an attack. It doesn't do anything adverse. But I'm
They're all-
performing.
They're all just like,
I have one question.
oh. Even the ones that made their save, like whatever you're doing, like this performance, they're all just like, ooh,
Yeah,
they're
and
making
I'm
these
just
little
gonna
noises.
start playing music and just trying to entertain them.
Even Jarl's like, ooh, whoa.
Stop it! You fight. I'm
Oh,
busy.
sorry, dude. Sorry. Whoa.
I do have one question. Is enthrall concentration?
Nope.
Ooh. Okay, that's cool. Very, very cool.
So next up is Lucy, and she was looking at Cinnamon. Her head turns back around to you, Jarl, and she says, "Chill. That is not in my programming. Jarl, please teach me this chill."
You know, you
And-
just gotta like.
She's still attacking this other displacer beast next to you. Ha 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 ha. She hits. Dealing 10 points of damage. And second hit. Hits. Second attack hits. Dealing 9 points of damage. So she's just like karate chopping this thing, and she's having a conversation with you, Jarl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Miss.
so I don't know how to do it, but they would have all had disadvantage on that one too.
The veggie
Because it's
pygmies.
another charm effect. So I don't know how to impose disadvantage on saves that I make people roll.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. We'll have to look that up, how to do it in Fantasy Grounds. But for the purposes of this encounter, I'm inclined to think that these veggie pygmies are going to be enthralled by you, whether they make the save or not. So we'll just we'll consider them all enthralled, like kind of a group enthrall right now.
And the spell doesn't require it, but I'm prepared to make this what I do for the rest of the fight.
Okay.
So I'm going to entertain these veggie pygmies.
Yeah, you could just see it. Like, even though they're like an alien thing, there's like this twinkle in their eye. Like, you are unlike anything that they've ever seen, and this music that is coming forth from you, it's just like they're all kind of like kumbaya, kind of in motion, like dancing.
It's a really dirty pub song.
They have no idea. They're like,
It's the universal language. Music is the universal language, dude.
Mr. Butterbrickle, it is your turn. There's
All
a
right.
lot going on right now.
There is. So I'm right next to Rourke, so I say, Rourke, what do I do here? Do I keep going after these cat things?
Yeah. Those, whatever the heck they are, seem to be having a really great time watching Fancy Pants over there.
Thank you for noticing.
I won't say.
Well,
All right, so I'm gonna go after. So I'm assuming who's after me. Oh, I shouldn't do this. So I think I'm gonna go after Beast 5. Yeah, I'm certain to, because Beast.
Beast 5 will be incapacitated for 8 more rounds.
All right, yeah, maybe I should wait for more people to get over there. So I will take out Beast 3, or attempt to. I should say.
Also incapacitated. The only one that's not is 2.
Oh no, I meant 2. I'm sorry.
You can shoot whoever you want, but 2 of them are
No,
taken care of for now.
Yeah. Well, then I can, if I go after Beast 2, and if I kill it, then everyone else can move over, and after 3 and 5, right? So, all right, here it goes.
That'll hit, and you've got
Oh,
sneak
beautiful.
attack.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
don't forget sneak attack.
Oh yes.
Sneaky Butterbrickle.
This is very good, yes.
The armor. It
20
really helps. With this.
points, and that's one dead displacer beast.
Yes.
10.
Anyone know a tailor?
Yes, I know several.
I think Butterbrickle maybe just met one back in town, so
Yeah.
I will take you to my guy. He's excellent.
I do. I noticed your pants. They're really fancy.
Thank you. Yes, they are.
So, scenario: you're playing this song, and these things are dancing and enthralled with you, and you've got their attention, and you're vibing with them, and you look on in horror as suddenly from the ceiling you see this large, like, it almost looks like a piece of hose or like a coil or something, kind of flies down and skewers one of these veggie pygmies, and you see
My
the thing
fangs, no!
What?
that has just
Oh,
disconnected.
Oh, what's going on?
Oh
From-
my goodness, it's a goat fiend.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
dropped down and killed one of these veggie pygmies, and it is lashing about. And you can see them all kind of, they're all like still enthralled with you, like not paying attention to the devastation that is happening in the background, to the back rank there.
You feel complicit.
So 2 of these guys, 6 and 7, bite it here.
Oh.
Your audience.
No. I was making cultural inroads.
They were gonna
Selvin.
bite you if you weren't singing.
Lucky for me, I am singing all the time.
I've never heard such vulgarity in a song before. Oh boy.
And you haven't been paying attention, my friend.
I don't pay attention. Thank you very much. I really don't.
I didn't
That's
even know that.
5,
I didn't
10,
even know those
15,
2
20,
words
25, 30.
rhymed.
You should have heard the song The Jungle Within I wrote. It is amazing.
And 2 wax at displacer number 5. So its incapacitated state will be off.
You had no idea
Natural 20.
that 3 people were so sexual.
I really want to
Um,
hear this
We'll
song.
throw. I'm gonna throw a level 1 divine smite on this,
I don't think my ears can get any hotter.
and bonk.
Rix is beat red. Wow,
Second attack.
that hits also.
And for my bonus action, I'll take 5 damage and I'll throw some temporary hit points on myself with the power armor.
54 points of damage in 1 round.
Paladins,
Wow.
man.
Wow.
What can
Yeah.
I say? And I'll get 12. That's right? Yeah, 12 temporary hit points from the armor.
Scenario has not dealt any damage this combat.
You're keeping the space beast moving, so I'm totally thankful for that.
You've totally just
I didn't want to fight
stopped.
4 displacer beasts at once. It's fantastic.
You stopped everything.
Yes.
You stopped all combat for the enemies. Because Bard. You just have a way with
Sid-
words.
Now I have to
Cinnamon.
figure out something to do with that cloaker over there.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's my turn. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was listening to the music. It's one of my favorite songs. I used to hear it all the time. So I'm going to look at the displacer beast number 5 and say, what are you hanging out in this cold metallic place for? It's lifeless and soulless, like, you know, ew. And I'm going to cast vicious mockery at it, but also kind of, you know, jive in a little bit at Lucy in the process. So anyway, I
Like
have
in a
to pull it
taunting
up,
kind of
sorry.
way?
Lucy takes some splash damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, just
Oh,
the
I
cold
see.
lifelessness
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
It's soulless and just who likes metal? Ew. So anyway,
A 0 will
did
fail.
it fail? All right. 1, but I think it should be 2d4. Because I'm level
If
5.
you're at least level
Yes.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
Here,
So
I can
I don't
fix
know.
it.
I can roll another
Maximum
d4.
punishment.
Yeah, roll
So
another d4 and
three.
I'll get it fixed for next time.
Yeah.
3
I just
whole
figured out how to
psychic
fix it.
damage. But it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
That's the important part.
And it's baned. So, you know.
It's
Yeah.
probably not hitting.
I'm
Very
taking
good.
I'm displacing my aggression onto the displacer beast. So there you go. All right.
Good projection.
And then I'm going to move just a little bit closer, just to the center here.
All right. Number 3 is still incapacitated. Number 5 is the one that is up and baned and disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, gonna take an attack at Selvin. That is a 9. Next one is a 7. So both miss. Veggie pygmies are hanging out, listening to the music.
And being eaten.
My favorite was when it came up 1. I'm like, uh-oh, every single one.
Rurik, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to take a shot at Displacer Beast number 5.
That's a hit.
Hits. Yep.
Nice.
25. And at this point, I am going to just turn to Cinnamon and say, I think Jarl is going to try and teach Lucy how to chill. That's it.
Jarl.
If anyone can teach her, it is Jarl.
Listen, when we get out of this, I'm going to teach you how to chill. And he's going to go ahead and move up and say,
Okay.
oh, now you got me laughing. Oh, sorry. He's going to attack. It's for divvy damage.
Goes down.
Oh, yeah, he sure does. He is going to boop, boop, boop. And let's go ahead and finish this one off. Whoop.
That's a hit.
He sure does. He's wounded. Unarmed attack. Little boop on his nose. Boop.
Bad
So
kitty.
boop.
What'd you puke on the rug for?
Hmm.
Scenario is up next.
I'm going to work in some new lyrics into my song about stabbing a cloaker when it runs away. And then I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on the cloaker.
It fails.
So it's going to take 10 points of damage and must immediately use its reaction to move its speed directly away from me, provoking opportunity attacks.
From the little creatures.
I can't wait
Aw.
to see all these attacks. Oh.
You've dropped the
Ouch.
enthrall.
Ouch.
No, it doesn't require anything. It just lasts for a minute. It's not a concentration spell or anything. It's just once you cast it, they're enthralled by you for a minute.
I'm just thinking. I'm thinking from the practical standpoint of like their attention is on you. I'm not sure if they're gonna attack this
Oh.
thing if it flees.
And that's fine. The only thing enthrall really does, like just as written, it just gives anybody affected by a disadvantage on perception checks to see anybody but me. So it doesn't actually have any real game effect. if we want to
Okay.
play it that they're just enthralled by
Yeah,
me, I'm totally
I
fine
think
with that.
I think based on the scene of the little squish, I'm picturing these things as the little squishy things from the Toy Story movie. Like they're like, oh, they're like,
They're not.
Ah,
The ones in the back aren't starting to
The
mosh or anything.
bar.
They're not moshing in the
the
background.
mystic portal awaits.
No mosh pits are happening.
I've been chosen, my brothers.
so as long as you all are cool with that, we'll have that be kind of the thing. So it just kind of soars and like flies down that hallway.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna try to Pied Piper these things. I'm gonna start moving and see if they'll come with me.
Just
Okay.
be careful. Step.
So even though it's not their turn quite yet, you'll see. I'll suggest it right now that it seems like this is gonna work. Like they're gonna follow you.
And as I'm still singing and playing, I'm gonna start singing about Cineria will be back. Don't worry, Cineria will be back. And make my way out the door.
Sounds
Yeah, we'll
good.
clap along.
Lucy is up next, and Lucy moves up by you, Jarl, and assuming her fighting stance, she says, "Jarl, don't be embarrassed by your laugh. You have a very cute laugh." Takes a couple of swings.
Whoa, thank you. He's gonna start blushing.
First one misses. Second one is a crit. 15 points of damage. And we turn to Mr. Butterbrickle.
Right. Mr. Butterbrickle is going to swing over here and shoot into Displacer Beast 3. And so that hits.
Yes, and you get your sneak attack.
Oh yes, I almost forgot already. $14 damage.
That cloaker is up next, and it will it's actually gonna just keep flying away. I guess anyone that's seeing in that direction will notice that. And that is what it does on its turn. Selvin, it is your turn.
Gonna boop the snoot with the ball of metal. Keep doing what I do best. First attack. Oh no.
Mm.
You know,
Roll a
it has to go
D6.
wide swing, and I hope I don't knock
Okay.
myself out with this. All right, we're good.
Just a miss.
Second attack.
Not looking so good.
That will be it.
Oh, thank you for the cheer. Cinnamon, it is your turn.
All right, so nothing seems to be happening from the other side. I'll take a little bit of a step and I line up the Displacer Beast in my crossbow sights, and Lucy's head is kind of in the way, but you know, I'm just kind of like, I think I got a good aim on this Displacer Beast. Let's see.
Ooh, it's a critical
yeah.
Yeah,
hit.
you do.
All my fury. All right. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage though. All right, and then I'm just gonna step back, so I'm kind of hidden here.
All right. Splacer Beast is up. It will take its swings at
Disadvantage still, right?
Not that one.
That was
I
the
mean,
other
not for
Spacer
me.
Beast.
The Bane.
Oh, yeah,
That
the
one wasn't
my
Bane.
SC4.
Ah,
Oh, yeah, this one
Oh.
was not. Yeah, you're right.
Tex Selvin. A 25 to
Okay.
hit.
Okay.
9 points. I think your armor is doing a fair job of absorbing a lot of this, and the second one misses. The veggie pygmies are up next, and they are riding these little mounts. And the first one is trying to follow scenario, but the little thorny thing that it is riding on starts slipping about. Needs
Oh,
to
no.
make. There's gonna be a Three Stooges act that's about to
Are we
take
gonna,
place.
we gonna have a veggie pygmy pile up on the grease pile? Oh no.
Yeah, well, we might have a 5 thorny pile up here in a second.
no, oh my
Um,
goodness.
It's okay. Don't hurt
Ooh.
them. That'll get to me.
Yeah, thorny 1 and this veggie pygmy, they kind of fall prone right there. You know,
It's
Where's the
okay.
next
Just
one?
get up. Come to scenario.
this one moves there. Just a bunch of them. They're just like kind of moving about, trying to follow scenario. These two get to like right here. They avoid the slipperiness. Number 3 is on a mount. The mount is gonna have to do another. I think it's a dex save. Whoop! That one falls also. Those two are prone. We're just,
This
we're
like
just
what you
gonna
had in
say.
mind, Rurik, when you put that there? I mean, this is really funny. I think it's really entertaining.
Well, I've picked up a few tricks from you. Then I blush again.
Greasing a veggie pygmy is a trick you picked up?
Well, not greasing a veggie pygmy exactly, but you know, oil's really therapeutic.
It's true. It's true. I cannot argue with that.
So some of them get kind of piled up there by the oil, and like the other half are right behind scenario. Rurik, it is your turn.
I'm gonna take another shot at the displacer beast.
And that'll hit. $19 points. It's not looking good.
That's it.
Jarl.
He is going to attack. Let's go ahead and see some. Oh boy, Yarl was just too busy.
Lucy.
So blushing.
Lucy's looking at you. Jarl, is that chill? Is this chill?
No. Hold on. Chill's more like, you know, like not being bothered by other people, you know, just, and he's gonna attack. He's gonna do the same thing and just face her and attack the.
You're staring into each other's eyes, beating up this displacer
Actually,
beast.
you know, it's sometimes it's best not to. Your words hurt people, so sometimes, you know, how you feel really shouldn't. You have to think. Oh, no! You have to think. Whoa! Whoa!
All right, D6.
You have to think twice before you. Your actions kind of.
Oh man, I
Oh,
really
no.
hope these dice are leading us into a story here.
I don't see how they couldn't be at this point.
Okay, let's see what happens.
It was an uppercut
Oh, sorry, that's the right.
with my hand.
Not that one. Not that one. This one.
Oh boy.
So also, sometimes you just need to get to know people. It's not. It's everyone's different, and just because maybe you might not have the same personalities, it doesn't mean that eventually you cannot get along. There are different ways to go about certain situations.
She just grabs your elbow and she says, "Jarl, you are so right."
I am? Yeah, I am. I think so too.
And the bad stuff from the fumble doesn't take place right away, so we'll see if it even will matter. Scenario.
He
it
hasn't
is your
noticed.
turn.
He's just like, he didn't realize he even missed because he was just.
I'm going to trigger one of the effects on the instrument of the bards, and I am going to fill the hall back where the veggie pygmies came from with a fog cloud.
Okay. There's like
so a 20-foot radius sphere of fog just fills that whole area, and a little bit of my song will change to "The monster might come back. The monster might come back. You should all prepare yourselves. The monster might come back. I'm going outside. Keep it up."
I don't know. I liked the other lyrics better because it had like more, I don't know, innuendo and stuff. This is like, I don't get it.
Sometimes I'm trying to convey a message.
Sometimes I know it feels like he's speaking to us, like just us. Whoa.
The monster might come back. I mean, what could that mean? I mean, I don't know.
Situation.
This one's not that clever.
Spell it, scenario.
Lucy is still taking her swings at the displacer beast. She hits and brings it down. It was about to like its tentacle was kind of like right behind Jarl, your head, and it was about to like come and swing and hit you upside the head the other way. But she kind of karate chops and like takes it down and then yanks it to the ground and steps on its neck. And
beautiful
she just
form.
holds
Beautiful
it there.
form. Good job, Liz.
Yay, Lucy. You're so good.
Her head turns and looks at you, Cinnamon. She says, "You are too."
Oh, all right. Jarl's gonna be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, but he doesn't quite get the connotations maybe that's underlying this,
That would be.
He's like, it's working.
We're best friends now, Jarl. Yeah.
Really good. Oh, good. That's what I hoped.
Sarcasm.
Can't wait
So-
for our dinner. We can all have friend dinner.
So at this point, I think we'll exit initiative. There really isn't like an immediate threat, so we can play this out without it being an initiative. The veggie pygmies that are still mounted are still following. There's a couple there that are struggling with the oil of slipperiness and like trying to get themselves back up. With enough time, they'll straighten themselves out.
And I'm going to march them all the way outside.
Okay. That will persist for 8 hours, though, so we just have to know that it's there.
You're gonna have a parade the rest of the.
So they're following you. They follow you kind of out to like where there really isn't like that much space outside of this tiny room. Like it pretty quickly becomes a steep drop off of the cliffside.
I'm gonna step off
So
of it
pay-
and cast,
hold-
I gotta levitate.
Oh,
Okay,
here
I
come
gotta.
the
I'm
lemmings.
gonna cast pause
it.
here real quick. Pay the Toll wasn't even watching all of this that he dropped on you. He says, "Where'd my EXP go?"
Off the cliff, Ron. It just went right
It's
off
about
the
to
cliff.
go off the cliff.
Like
Yeah.
a bunch of lemmings.
Lemmings, here they go. Wee wee.
So
You
you
gave us a wandering monster and you didn't even watch?
didn't even watch. So you're gonna lemmings these guys off the cliff.
Well, I'm going to step off and levitate down. However they come down is up to them.
Okay.
That's noble and fair.
What is Scenario's intention?
I don't necessarily want to hurt them. I just want to get them out of. I don't want them to be something we have to worry about.
Okay. So we'll say the first couple, like, there's like two there that are on their thorny mounts. Like, they definitely like, just are watching you, and like, woo, they plummet. It's not even worth doing the roll. They die.
I'll shift my song over to. I'll sing about
Apps.
watching out for that first step.
And I'm free falling.
I'm just gonna use my lay on hands and heal myself a bit and say, is he just doing this like for honor or something? I don't even know.
Do we even see it though? He walked out and took them with him. We're all inside still,
So
right?
I'm not sure. What? That's a good question. What is everyone doing as the parade of veggie pygmies is going past you, and Scenario has made his exit, and you hear his song?
I think I'm gonna stay and see if the monster comes back because the words finally made sense to me. So I'm just watching down that hallway and I'm waiting for the monster.
Okay, so you're staring like at the fog cloud. It's probably kind of
That's
drifting a
right.
little bit down there, just waiting. If anything flies out of there, you'll be ready.
The
for
fog
it.
cloud lasts for an hour, so it's there.
But I'm somewhat distracted because every once in a while I'll look over my shoulder and make sure that the android isn't like aiming something at me. So
So Cinnamon.
A little bit of a standoff with Lucy.
Yeah.
I'm just, watching my back. I've worked with women before. I know how catty they can be.
You just saw what we did to the cats, though.
Well, yeah, but she was like pretty vicious.
I'll keep an eye on her too.
Oh, you're so sweet. What would I do without you, Rurik?
What you've always done, Cinnamon. You're really good at taking care of yourself too.
It's
Lucy-
more fun like when others are around though. Being alone's no fun.
Lucy comes over and like you two are like having this conversation. She just like that weird lingerer. Like you two are having like a personal conversation that doesn't involve anyone else, and she just kind of comes over and is just standing there and looking at you.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're standing right here and listening to our private conversation. That is like an awesome thing to do.
I know, right?
You want that?
I'm not sure that Jarl or Lucy get sarcasm.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Kind of
So
makes it
you
a little
do
more
want us to
fun.
listen to your private's feelings with each other? That's okay. I wouldn't want that.
I know. It's like so rude, isn't it? Like anyone with half a brain cell might be like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't want to do that to somebody.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Right.
Continue.
My point.
Um,
But it's not just anybody. What was going on with the chill? Did you teach her to be chill? I'm sorry.
Well, I caught on what was going on. I definitely didn't. I didn't like it. Hey, Luce, listen. That's what I'm talking about. You can't do. Rurik is one of my best friends. Like, one of my up there. And I met Cinnamon, and she's really nice too. And I like, she's nice to Rurik, and in return, I want to be nice to her because she's nice to my buddy. And I don't want to, I was right away. I thought maybe, you always keep on making me take you to eat, and kind of that's all you want to do is make me take you to restaurants and stuff. And I thought maybe we could all go to restaurants together. That's what I
Rurik,
want.
Rurik, Cinnamon, I think what Jarl is trying to say is we respect you so much.
I do, and yeah,
Um, thanks,
Yeah.
Lucy.
you've really caught on to this language thing.
Just look at Cinnamon. Thanks, Lucy. You did a good job of teaching her to be chill, Jarl.
I,
You're a good teacher.
thanks, Rorik. I appreciate it. I'm doing. We're getting there. Lucy did it on her own too. She's really smart. She's a good
So-
shot too.
I forgive me if I don't remember, but does Cinnamon know any thieves' cant or anything like that?
No, I'm a bard. I don't know if thieves
Yeah.
can't. Sorry. I know infernal because I'm not chill. I have, some hot
You're
blood in
spicy,
me.
Fiery.
Oh, it seems that Lucy dropped her staff thing. Does it work still?
She looks down
It wasn't
at it.
working when it was like aimed at my head, which I don't know if that was just luck or if it's broken.
I think it's kind of
she
weird because it has
says-
a weird curving effect. It
It's
seems to
okay.
always find its target.
It seemed to be fair. I thought she was aiming at me too when I first met her, but she didn't.
I'm
To
gonna
be
put
fair,
an energy cell in my suit, and I'm gonna put a power disc in her staff.
Make me just a straight intelligence check.
Okay.
That's his way of
know-
saying you're doing something stupid, Dawson.
Well, here's the thing.
Kind of,
Maybe.
but also it's a check that you can do on any of the technology that you find. And with a 15, you'll realize that this the gun actually doesn't have a slot for the power cell. It doesn't seem that it uses that. It seems like it uses some kind of clip that actually would work as like an ammo type thing.
Is it relatively disc shaped?
No,
where the arrows go.
it's more like I don't know. We'll say it's a rectangular slot that's like on the one side of the what you as a player realize is a gun.
Well, I have a shot glass shape and a plate shaped. This is not rectangular. Oh, okay.
You got to
Then it
find the
comes up-
right thing that fits in there because you don't want to just shove the wrong shape into the wrong hole.
It's happened more than once. And if it's any consolation, I've been told I'm a pretty chill dude. So, yeah. Get it?
She's just
This
like staring
Roy
at you, Selwyn.
Dragonborn?
Teach me this
Get it?
chill.
I
What's scenario doing?
So, all right, we're going back to scenario.
I'm pipering.
Hold on. Butterbrickle, is there anything that you're doing as that these conversations are happening? The Pied Piper thing is happening.
I'm just really kind of rolling my eyes. I don't really understand what Lucy is, and I feel like Jarl's kind of making some mistakes by giving her so much attention, and it's clearly showing up in his fighting today. So just not understanding, just rolling my eyes, and I have no idea what's going on with these plant things, other than they're all falling to their deaths, right?
Well, so outside, we've got two of the veggie pygmies and their thornies, like we're watching scenario, and went over the edge and like plummeted to their deaths. The others kind of screeched to a halt. There's one that's like on foot that kind of puts its little like viney little arms out to like kind of stop them, and it goes, "Woo!" And then it's looking at you, scenario, and he's like kind of gesturing. He's vocalizing like a little bit, but it just sounds like
Okay.
Jawa talk to you, like.
Can I roll an insight? To
Sure.
Maybe get what he's trying to convey to me?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I have no idea. This doesn't make any sense to me.
With an 11, it definitely seems like I guess at a base level, you don't suspect that he seems hostile.
Sure. Uh, well, and they're not following me anymore. They don't want to come all the way out.
We're gonna say like this particular one that's like kind of holding them back is like maybe one that wasn't like completely enthralled, like he just like was enjoying the vibes, but like the others
Okay.
are like definitely trying to follow, and he's like doing his damnedest to like hold them back and like slow them from moving forward.
I will then, since levitation is still up, I'll levitate back up and get back inside, and sort of play a little bit more, but then like bend down to him and like be friendly and like give him an autograph.
So you kind of fly over their heads back into the fortress, and they're like, "Whoa!" And then they're kind of congregating back in the main room here with you.
They accidentally killed a few of them because they followed me off of the ledge. It was not my intention. I did not realize they were. I thought they were a bit smarter.
So is this like your entourage or something?
They are good friends. Yes.
Did you name them? Like, what are their names?
I don't know. I don't know the language. I'm sure they have names.
Does Lucy, could you try and figure out what they're saying? You're very good with languages.
Lucy, so they're all like in unison, like there's just like a kind of cacophony of little small veggie pygmy voices happening, and Lucy's head is just shifting like back and forth, like she's scanning or trying to receive whatever they're saying, and
Yes, I have no idea what you're saying. You're talking to scenario. It does not make sense.
and she looks at you, Rurik, and she says, "This is not a language that is in my database."
Well, thank you for trying anyway.
So I'm going to pull out my scroll of tongues, which I wasn't going to use, but I feel like I kind of need to now. And I want to use that spell, the tongues spell, to see if I can understand.
So yeah, you cast tongues, and suddenly like your ears just kind of tune right in, and all their gibberish starts to become really clear, and they're just fawning over scenario, basically. They're just like, "Oh, it was a 5-star performance, wonderful, yes, encore. Oh, I want to get his autograph first."
And I can totally understand them. And they're saying a couple of things. First, they're saying they just loved your performance scenario, and they want your autograph, and they just think you're awesome. And they're also saying, like, watch out for the metallic creatures. Like, don't trust metallic creatures. They're like, you just can't trust them. So, those are the things that they're kind of saying. It's a warning and like a lot of praise.
That is probably good advice.
Yeah,
it's great advice.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Is Lucy a metallic creature?
Yeah. She's got,
Hear that, Luce? Don't trust metallic creatures.
So scenario will reach into his bag and pull out a whole bunch of autographed headshots to hand to them.
Pre-autographed.
Of course.
You're handing these out. Cinnamon, you do notice there's one veggie pygmy that's not on a mount there, number 9, is just like waving about, and he's like, guys, we got more important things to talk about. These might be the ones that the prophecy talked about.
Hi, little guy.
This one looks excited. I will give him the big picture.
He's talking about a prophecy. Can you tell me more? Because like I won't be able to talk to you for very long, so talk like really fast and tell me everything you know.
Oh, scenario knew that there was going to be a prophecy. He's always known.
So he like takes this thing from Scenario, and he's like, "Oh, this is cool. Oh, wait, no!" And he like throws it on the ground. No, hello.
Pick it up for
nice. Thank you. No, we're gonna get stuck in a loop. Nice
Just
woman.
hold on to it for later. Don't look at it right now. The majesty is too much.
Don't distract them. They're very distractible. Come on.
You understand me?
Just, yeah, for a little bit, like I did this spell thing and I can understand you. You said something about a prophecy?
Yes, it was said that it was foretold that heroes from the outside world would come to help us from the northern tribe.
All right. Help you with what?
They steal our food. They kill our brothers and our sisters.
Who do? The metallic creatures?
No, they're well, they look like us, but they live on the north side.
So
And we don't like
literally
them.
things that look like you kill other things that look like you, and we're supposed to be able to discern the difference and stop it from happening?
Well, see, we live on this side. We live on this side. They live on the other side.
Yeah. But you're the same creatures?
Well, there are many differences between us.
Like?
They live on
Like-
the north side.
They live on the north side.
Oh gosh, okay. So how can we help? And why should we help?
Oh, they're not the ones from the prophecy.
Wait. And I can't.
Well, I don't know. I don't know your prophecy. Like,
Oh,
how do we
it was
know?
said that the outsiders would come and they would take away those wretched heathens who came and slew our brothers and our sisters and get vengeance for us. Vengeance!
So vengeance. Yeah. All right. So I'll relay this to the rest. They're talking about vengeance against like another group of things that look a lot like them, but they're from the north and not from the south. And that there's this prophecy that outsiders would come and help them get this vengeance, but it doesn't really sound like there's much in it for us. So I don't know what you guys.
Meanwhile,
If it's any-
Scenario is leading the other ones in a dance.
And they're like,
If it's any consolation,
like
I'm
all
not really
in.
one for vengeance, but I'm one for, how would you say, redemption.
I'll
Maybe
ask.
we can unite. What's going on?
Cinnamon?
So,
What? I can ask about redemption. I mean, they seemed more vengeance, but I can ask.
Sounds like a good idea. And I'm holding on to my necklace, the pendant. But I haven't done anything with it yet.
Okay. So I'll ask the little number 9. So here's a proposition. That guy that looks a little like, scaly, he's saying that, redemption's better than vengeance, and maybe you'll be stronger together. And there can be forgiveness and just like lots of love and coming together. What do you think?
make a persuasion check.
Okay.
it's like that story with the Hatfields and the Montagues.
Persuasion. Oh man, I can I use inspiration?
You have it, yeah.
We have party inspiration. So.
Yeah, I want to be persuasive. So
All right,
there,
28.
28.
Well, I tell you what. If you could convince them to come and meet with our chieftain, we will listen. We will listen. And but they need to apologize for everything that they have done to us. They killed our last chieftain. They killed many of the things that sprouted from the same old pile that I came from.
Those would be like siblings, like relatives, mold siblings.
Yes,
Gotcha.
we share the
All right,
same
Selden.
spores.
Oh, sorry. What was that?
We share the same spores.
And spores are thicker than water. Yeah. All right,
Yes.
Selvin. So there's like a chance if we can get to them and convince them to apologize for killing their spore brethren, then they're up for the redemption thing.
Well, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I've now shifted to teaching the other ones curse words in Celestial.
Hey, I can hear that. Enough.
So it's fine. They don't know what it is.
I don't know Celestial. Teach them to me.
Oh, I will teach you too. I am happy to teach you. The dirty words are the best ones.
I know, right?
Those are the only ones I remember.
They start to repeat this word like in unison, like a Spanish 101 class. Like they're just learning like the basics.
It's okay. It just means
No.
testicles.
And then suddenly, like you
No.
just feel like this shudder, like a really low shudder that kind of rocks the entire thing. And
But
don't
when
know
you say it in
that could be-
celestial, it sounds pretty, even though it just means testicles.
You want to hear it in
Scenario, please,
infernal?
no.
Everything sounds terrible in infernal.
Oh yes, of
I'll
course
teach.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll teach you too.
So what I'm hearing is we're not going left.
What you're hearing now is testicles, 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 testicles.
I can hear
In
it,
three
Mario.
different
It's not helping.
languages.
Oh, bother, Mr. Butterbrickle, what do you think of all this? Speechless. I feel the same.
Speechless. I'm just not taking part in this. I have a rag in my hand, and I'm just trying to get arrows out of. Just trying to get some of my arrows back and cleaning them up before I'm willing to put them back. And I refuse to take part of this. So part of my thing with Cinnamon was related to her being so outgoing that it's like staring at the sun sometimes. So I'm just kind of rolling my eyes, shaking my head, and just as a butler, I'm more of a people watcher and a listener. I'm not used to leading any kind of conversation, so I'm just judging quietly while I get my arrows.
Yeah, I can be an acquired taste. I realize that. Little goes a long way with Cinnamon. So guys, I'm up for it. Let's go north and convince the chieftain. I mean, I can only talk their language for an hour, but I'm sure we can communicate through like charades, or maybe we can have them write a note and just, bring the note, so then we don't even have to talk to them.
I like this plan already. I think this is go swimmingly.
You mean we could
In
just wait
solve
here?
the scenario to not attend.
That's assuming they can read and write. Sorry.
Can you guys like read and write? Do you have a language that, you can
We
put on paper?
we have an oral tradition.
So they have an oral tradition, and oral traditions are great and all,
There's
but I
a
don't
great
think that's
dirty
gonna.
joke in there, but I'm going to not say it.
I thought the same thing, but I've kind of met my quota, and I thought, well, we'll just kind of leave something to the imagination.
The scenario
So-
also has an oral tradition. I could not stop it. I could not stop it.
Ariel, please.
Wait. Okay, I have an idea, but I really have no idea what's going to happen when I do this. So I'm going to go ahead and ask the one Chinga that listens to Wingo that listens to me the most, because I got two of them now.
Oh,
To come on out.
Yes. So just a refresher for those who are not in the know, the Chwingas are these little spirits that came from the Isle of Dread,
right.
and a few of them stowed away on the boat. And a few sessions ago, we discovered that they actually came back and have been living in some of the gemstones at Rurakez.
So just the one that listens to me the most, and I'm going to ask him, would you mind helping us to carry a message for a little while? I'd appreciate it.
So you pull out the little gemstone that he's
Yep.
within,
Yep.
and he apparates, and little elemental spirit is standing there. You ask it this thing. You can see it kind of pondering, and then it just kind of like shrugs.
So have you ever met anything like them before? Can he see them?
And it's just kind of scratching its head as it looks at them. Just got this like Rorschach kind of like mask on, so you can't really like see its expression, but it's looking at them, and it's just.
Okay. Well, it was worth a shot. We're trying to actually move them to redemption.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was Selvin's idea to try and move them to redemption. And then Cinnamon convinced them that it was a good idea, but we have no way of carrying this message back to the people they want to connect
Wait
with.
a minute. You know, Jarl, your girlfriend is really good at acquiring language skills like freakishly fast. Maybe they could say their oral tradition to her and she can just repeat it to the next tribe.
That's a great idea.
That really is a great
Lucy,
idea.
what do you think? Are you ready to give it a try?
It's a very good idea.
Well, I'm not an idiot, guys. Jeez.
No, it's just
we're not
It's
an
surprised. It's really
exceptionally good
Oh,
idea.
wow. The tiefling had an idea.
I just look at the Chewinga and I said, and I give him a tiny, tiny, tiny piece of my my field ration, because hey, they like that. And
Ooh, thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. I think we've got it covered. But thanks for listening. You want to stay out and take a look around, or do you want to head back home?
Just climbs up on your shoulder, and it just like boops you on your dwarven nose, and you feel like a little sparkle or sensation, like it just casts like a little blessing on you, and it's just like goodbye, and it goes back into the gem, and you've got guidance for a moment.
Okay.
Should you do anything? So you suggest that Lucy record a message, and she says, Cinnamon, best friend, this is totally within the parameters of my programming. I'd be happy to help out in any way I can.
Some.
Background goes kind of like that.
So the little veggie pygmy like records basically a message saying like it's like not that friendly. It's very like political and kind of sterile speech, but it's like we invite you to a summit, and they've got some kind of weird way of quantifying time, like I don't even know what that would be like to
It's pulses. You see the lights in the hallways.
that's
they
what I was
pulse
trying to come
slowly,
up with. Yeah.
So they refer to it as pulses.
There, exactly. So like 20 pulses from now at and they describe a section of the ship. They like Cinnamon. You hear them say like we will meet at the central corridor on the first level. And then he says, "Okay, if you want to take that to those dirty Northerners, I'll relay the message back to our chief to meet with them."
That sounds wonderful. I just have to say, you are like an ambassador to your people, and you may be the hero that reunites the two tribes, and your name will go down in his songs throughout history. And I'll point to Scenario as I say
Scenario
that.
will compose songs. It's true. Of course, he can't understand me, but I can understand you because tongues make sure everybody knows what you're saying.
He blushes and turns like a darker shade of green and instructs the others to like withdraw, and they say, "Okay, goodbye," and they all start to leave down through the fog cloud and back wherever they came from.
Watch out for the cloaker. Because that would be really tragic, like if he never got back with the message and the other group's just waiting and waiting. I mean, that'd be sad.
It would be unfortunate. It's true.
Then you wouldn't have a happy song to write at all. It would be like tragedy.
Should we
Oh no, I would write the
There
happy
was a
song about
cloaker?
something else.
all of them?
He says, "Well, be careful."
Ah!
We And we never heard from them again.
Never heard from them again.
Well, that does bring up a point. Should we follow them? Should we take another pathway?
It seems we should go to the north and look for this other tribe. Yes.
Well,
I
that
do have one quick question for everyone.
one gets eaten.
We are in a mountain, so which way's north?
Oh,
I'm not really good with directions.
By the,
That's
I don't
north.
know, roughly that way.
Huh. I believe that. Okay.
Well, we traveled to the east to get here, so that way.
Sure. Okay.
I was just outside. I got a little frame of reference.
Did they say what level they're on? Wait, there's multiple levels of this place?
Whatever they said, you will be able to surmise that it is the current level that you're
Okay.
on. And you probably do think that there's multiple levels just based on like how far up you had to climb to get up here, and you've seen this chute that seems to lead down.
So,
Really? That went
Who's-
rather well.
Yeah, I can be like pretty persuasive sometimes, and I like talking. So
No, you did a great job. You are very much people person.
thank you. You are so kind. It's so much fun to travel with another bard. Like, there was a goblin kind of bard that I traveled with, but like, I don't know. Sometimes he was kind of like, I don't know, weird. I don't know.
Perhaps we can share stories and exchange information as we go along.
I would love
Garbo?
that. Yeah. What, Rurik?
Garbo?
No, this one wore a crown
Oh, okay.
and listened to fairies. Like, I swear, people listen to the stupidest creatures around here.
Yes,
you mean
I'm beginning to
Lou?
notice
Was that Lou? Sire Lou?
Yeah, that was the guy's name, Sire
Yes.
Lou. Yeah.
The only thing I know about him is Garbo says he is a traitor.
Lulu?
Mm,
I know Lubu. That's about it.
Oh, guys, Sire Lu is at the Caves of Chaos right now, right?
Yes, all I know about him is Garbo says he's a traitor, whatever that means.
It means that he doesn't. Never mind. Garbo. Would...
Well, I know what a traitor is, but then
Why are we having this discussion?
Let's walk and talk to the northern direction, may I suggest.
Starting to get hungry and, bored.
So, one thing I want to describe before we, kind of as you're traveling, like the doors that are in this main, like, I'll just call it a courtyard here. Doors like this, they are much like the doors that that the four of you that were here last time have seen. And I do have a picture. They just basically like a metal door with no door handle, but there's that strange little like kind of device on the right hand side of it that has there's almost like a glow that comes from like a little screen that has a color, and it seems like there's a slot where you can drop something in. Those of you that played in the adventure where you were at that monastery know that this is where you could drop. It seems like these activate with a key card, and these ones right here are glowing violet in here.
it does appear that one of the doors, or two of the doors, down this hallway here, theoretically to the west, are open. We could take a look at them.
Yes, there are two portals that are open where like it looks like maybe there's been some either they've been damaged or they're just currently open. The other ones down that hallway that have their little keypad screen are kind of glowing like a dark, almost like a black light.
Okay.
Ultraviolet color.
And
Well, the scenario feels fairly safe down here as our friends just went this way, so go take a look.
and you will look in here. Oops, not what I wanted to do. Inside, there's something that there's like a mattress, like it vaguely looks like a bed. Something that looks like a couch, a table, and a desk with a chair. There's like a little like foot locker thing at the base of the bed that's been like ripped open and destroyed. But otherwise, there's just like kind of debris that's been sprawled out there. One other thing too, like I didn't have a chance to describe this during the Veggie Pygmy thing, but like right here in the middle of the hallway, as you go down this way scenario, there's kind of like a pile of what look like husks of those Veggie Pygmies. They're just kind of piled up right there where I put that square.
Oh, is that the right below where the cloaker came from?
Yes.
Is there something above that might be a little cloaker hole?
Sort of. Not exactly like a hole, but it does look like there's some damage to like the ceiling there. Like there's some metal paneling that has been kind of ripped open, and it was like disguising itself flush with the metal ceiling there.
Ah, that is disturbing. Well, this looks like just rooms over here. We want to go the other way?
Like anything cool in the rooms? Like
Hey, it
useful?
doesn't look like it. Someone could take another look, but it looks like trash to me.
You could spend some time searching.
I will go and take a peek in this other room here, and maybe down the hall there.
So down this hall here is it's loading, but basically it kind of looks like there's like a long table with several chairs kind of around it. Hard to say exactly what this might have been at one point. Maybe a dining room, maybe a meeting room of sorts. Again, a lot of like debris and trash from the dilapidated ceiling has caved in here. But there are two other doors that also have kind of keypads and that black light kind of signal on them.
Okay.
And let's see. You've got dark vision.
No, I'm human. I got nothing.
Okay, so you probably just have like some kind of light up or something.
I use
that.
dancing lights, so I plopped out dancing lights to be able to see by.
Okay, so with like you got some bright light and you got some dim light, you can probably see like basically to the end of the hall here, and you'll just see it.
Sure.
A couple more doors, all with that black light kind of thing going on, and then another open portal right here.
Okay, well, I'm not going to let him get that far away without having...
It might be good to take a look through these rooms with a little more thoroughly. Maybe we find something that will open the doors.
Oh, that's a thought.
Ririk, come look in this room with me and we can investigate it together.
Oh, okay.
You'll spend like it basically will take like 10 minutes to search a room. So we'll say that you do that on these like two rooms, maybe simultaneously there. And you won't really find anything useful in these particular rooms.
Okay.
During that time, I think Jarl might be being like, so he's gonna look around and see Mr. Butterbrickle and be like, so I'm Jarl. Hi.
Hi, I'm Mr. Butterbrickle. So, what is your relation with Lucy? And what is Lucy?
Well, actually, my relation is, I don't know. She's like my good friend. I don't know what Lucy. I actually found her down this way. He'd be pointing kind of north a bit, and I found her over there a bit. Like I said, she was sleeping. Um, I don't know. Like she just, like I said, she started laughing, and she's, you know, thinks I'm funny, and that's cool. Why? D- what do you think? What do you think of her?
Well, she seems nice, and but I'm worried that she got you off your game a little bit there.
My game? What do you mean, dude?
Well, it seemed like maybe you should either focus on the battle and then maybe focus on Lucy.
Uh, I. You're right. So okay. Was it because I missed? Oh, yeah. I was well. That was to be fair. I mean, I was trying to teach her like a life lesson in the middle of a fight. Maybe I shouldn't have done it then. Uh, I'm sorry. I just met you, but I already feel kind of disappointed in myself that if you seem to be a bit disappointed in me, and I'm gonna make a commitment to you, dude, that I'm gonna do my best not to do that again. I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, no, it's not like that at all. I'm a bit of a rookie myself, so I'm no way giving you any life lesson other than um, just happened to notice some struggle going on over there and thought maybe there was some distraction involved.
You know,
Um,
okay.
you seem to be, you look like you could handle yourself very well, so um,
I
I was
appreciate
just
it.
surprised at the distraction.
Well, I'm sorry to let you get down. I'll do my best. Try to keep the blinders on. Um, and I look forward to working with you, dude. And he's gonna be like, should we go this way?"
Yeah.
All
So
right.
meanwhile, let's see what's going on with like Lucy and Selvin. So the two of you are kind of like standing up here, looking down this hallway. You just see like to the extent that you can see, it's a long hallway. There are more doors to the left and to the right. But these two, Selvin, right where you're at, where Lucy is at, they don't have that same like device on the right hand side that seems to glow like a light or anything like that. What you do see is what looks like a pretty simple just like button to press. Kind of getting the sense that
Lucy,
maybe like there's no like key card or anything that's necessary for these rooms. And Lucy says yes. Selvin,
you've been here before, right?
I
I assume. I
have.
mean, you were that way. Will this make a
Actually,
loud whining noise if I push it?
No. But let me ask you a question. You want to have a
Sure.
good time? Wink.
I have no idea what in the world you are talking about. I mean, my version of a good time is sitting down, having a nice cup of tea, and just doing my daily exercise. I think that's pretty fun.
Oh. She steps over here and she says, I think we could make tea. And she like hits this button here and the door like opens up.
Lucy, is that where the tea is?
She says, there's no tea in here, but I can go get us some. But come this way.
Sure, why not?
And she opens up this door and like kind of like grabs your hand and like pulls you inside.
Whoa.
And you look in and you can see more than like there's like I don't know what there's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 or so of these brightly colored boxes that are standing as high as a person that are arranged around the room. Each of them seems to have like a number of like weird attachments. Like there's like a little protrusion that sticks up like with a little ball on its end, like a little like pole or something with a little ball on its end, and a number of buttons. Seems to be like slots that maybe you could like fit coins or something in, like on the sides of it, and like there's like this big window above each of them that's just glowing like different like colors. And there's weird symbols and such that are lighting up.
It's like little maces, but they're like very tiny. I'll go over this one. What the hell is this thing? Lucy, do you know what this is?
And she goes, "Oh, this is my favorite. Do you have any money?"
Sure. What kind of money?
She says, "Whatever you got, just give it to me."
Sure. I don't remember the D&D currency, but I'm pretty sure gold coins aren't circular. So I'll get the one that's most circular, which I think is silver.
Well, we're not in Waterdeep or anything. There was like
Fair
circular
enough.
coins and everything.
Sure. Here's 10 gold, I guess.
She like takes your coins. She says, "Oh, big spender," and she just starts like loading up this machine. She's just like depositing your coins into the little slot. And then all of a sudden, like on the screen, you see this like man pops up, and there looks like there's like a table with like a green felt or something, and he's just he's dealing out cards.
Oh, it's like a little dealer man person thing.
They got like little red symbols, little black symbols. They have numbers. Like it's unlike any type of, not exactly any type of card style that you've seen before. You've seen cards before, but not quite like this.
I mean, I've played 3 Dragon Ante once, but this is something I'm not really familiar with. What is this?
And she says, "It's your turn. Are you gonna go for it or not?" You see, like you've got a couple of cards like laid up on the screen. One is like overturned. She says, "You're gonna stay or push?"
Yes.
Well, just hit that button there.
Okay. Poop.
And it's just like bust, and it's just, oh, shucks, you lost all your money. Want to go again?
What? Sure.
Okay, give me
Here's
more of your
another 10
coins.
gold.
She starts
Okay.
like loading up all your coins in the thing, and like the same thing
Jarl?
happens. So meanwhile, so that's happening. We're back over here. Scenario and Rurik and Cinnamon, you've completed like your search of those rooms and haven't really turned up anything that's really all that interesting in these two.
There's nothing in here except for us.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of interesting, though. I mean, but I suppose we should go and get the rest of the people.
I'm going to go take a peek at this room down here that is open.
Well,
The veg pygmies went this way, so it should be safe, yes?
Unless the cloaker ate them all and is waiting to eat you.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah, maybe we should come with you.
well, yeah, I guess I really don't want him to get eaten by the cloaker, but I wanted to hear more about your vacation.
Well, it was like really, just a good time to get in touch with the inner me and just, like process all the stuff that had been happening and just the situations I find myself. And I'll just kind of ramble on about it as we go down the hallway.
So the two of you are heading down there to help Scenario search out that room.
Yeah, I mean, not really like helping a ton, but like just making sure he doesn't get killed. That's my goal.
Mine too at this point. I am intrigued by the dark light. So I'm a dwarf. Do I see anything different than a person who doesn't have dark vision might see?
Not at this point. Like you're seeing everything. These doors are closed and such. So, yeah, you're seeing everything like normal. Scenario, when you go in that room, this one like seems like kind of like the first one, but maybe it's like you've already kind of figured out like this must have been like a ship or a transport something.
They're like in the rooms. They're like the inns of a room. The rooms of an inn. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, like something like that, because you've heard them refer to guests and passengers and such. This room seems like it's maybe a little bit bigger with like a double wide bed. It's just a little bit more spacious, but it's all run down and so you'll spend some time kind of searching about, seeing if you can find anything in this one. While that's happening, you got Cinnamon and Rurik there. I just want to check in. Jarl and Mr. Butterbrickle, what are you up to?
I don't know. Where you want to go, Jarl? Should we check out one of these rooms?
Sure. And at that point, I would assume, would I have heard him going, Jarl?
Yes. Not that far away, so yes.
I believe he maybe they might be in trouble. What do you think, dude?
Sorry. Yeah, let's check it out.
All right, cool. He's gonna peek, kind of like, yeah. What's up? What do you need?
Come on, I'm so close. I've only dumped 160 gold in this already. I can win it. Come on. No.
Your luck's about to turn around, Selvin. You've got this.
Just one more. Just one more.
Just one more. And Lucy is
Just
like
one
egging
more.
Selvin on.
What's going on? What's going on?
I'm telling you, I'm this close. I'm just this close to winning. I don't know what I'm doing, but Lucy's
What are
doing
you
a very
gonna
good
win?
job.
What is this?
I have no idea, but I think it's you got to try this, and I'll throw in 10 gold for him. Here, just push that button and see if you win.
Lucy steps aside and is like, Jarl, I feel it. You were doing so well in that battle. You're gonna do so well. Your luck is gonna turn up right. Come play the game.
Yeah. You know, come to think of it, I'm the one that's always paying for everything. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. And he's gonna go ahead and try to, he's gonna try his best.
Selvin and Jarl, why don't you just both roll like, just roll a d20. I don't have a good mechanism.
Also, so you know, I did mark off all of my gold that I said I spent.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
So, you lose the money on this 4 and 11. Your luck just isn't coming up. It almost feels like you just keep losing. Like, is there a way to win this game? You're not sure. You haven't figured out the rules.
Jarl doesn't know that he lost. Like, he's like, I think I feel really good. Like, did I win?
Oh, I think I
That's
got the
it?
secret. I think I got the secret of this. Just one more hand. I'll throw another 10 gold in.
Lucy
Yeah, I got
takes
the
you by the elbow, Jarl, and she says, "Well, did you have fun?
I sure did. Thanks.
Then you won. Keep going."
I'm telling you, I think I have the trick to this one. All you have to do is push this button instead of that button. And oh my goodness, not again.
How about you, Liz? Don't you want to try? How about you, Mr. Butterbrickle?
Oh no, I see you guys are having all the fun with these money garbage can,
You know,
but I
it's
think I'll
not-
keep my money.
Come to think of it, I'm not having as much fun as I expected. Like, I'm
Just
Lucy.
look at the pretty colors on the. It's like a shadow thing, but with colors.
They are pretty, but definitely, like, it's not like doing it for me, dude. You know?
Come on, just one more.
Come on, I think we should go, guys.
All right, do it again. D20s.
Yes.
Oh!
Oh.
Suddenly, Selvin, like, the thing is, like, kicking out these tickets that start printing. These little paper tickets. And Lucy's like, "Oh, you won! We got a big winner! Hey, everybody! Big winner over here!" And she's just, like, making a big show of this, like she's just pointing at you and seemingly talking to, like, nobody. Like, there's nobody around.
What did I win?
Paper.
And she's like, "You won. You just doubled your money."
Oh,
Well, it's all
so you're
drink
telling me
tickets.
after the well over 200 gold I spent on this, I got another 10 gold back?
She says, "Yes, you could redeem these. You can just take them down to level 3 and talk to the manager, and he'll be able to get you your money."
Cool. So I just grabbed this paper stuff.
Yeah.
It's like junk to me, dude.
Oh, so
doesn't,
I just-
doesn't look like much.
I won 20 gold. It only took me so much more gold to get this much. Yay!
So, meanwhile, on the other side of the ship, where Cinnamon and Rurik are having a conversation, you see the cloaker, like, is just floating and has just come around the corner here. So we'll roll initiative at that point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I see a cloaker over here.
Hey guys,
Yes.
don't forget about me.
Oh my!
Scenario's looking in the room, but I'm assuming the two of you use a reaction to like say something, right? The signal this is coming.
Like, yeah, because that was the whole reason we followed him, to make sure he wouldn't get eaten by it.
So scenario, while you're checking out the room, you hear the lookouts signal to you that it's coming.
Oh no! All right. Well, I guess I will go and protect them. I will run out and engage it.
You can do much better than that scenario if you're gonna engage something. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh, I didn't target it.
That'll hit. 12 points of damage.
And I will equip my shield.
Sounds good. Cinnamon, it is your turn.
Well, so I think I saw a scenario do this before, and it seemed to be a good idea. So I'm going to try casting Dissonant Whispers on the cloaker.
Okay.
Let's see.
And Scott, hey, thank you for the cheer. Thank you for the jams.
And it failed.
Yes.
So I'm going to cast some psychic damage on it.
11 points.
All right.
Is there another
11,
effect
yeah.
to that?
Yeah, it has to use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
And I will
And-
opportunity attack it.
Yes.
That's too bad. I still didn't have. Oh, I did have it targeted. Why didn't it apply? Oh well. I hit a
it did.
12.
Yeah, it did. I think you just can't see it. But it worked. So 5.
So I hit a 12. Did it hit?
No,
Okay. It didn't tell me that. That's the
yeah.
part that I.
it didn't tell you. Yeah, for whatever reason, it must have masked it.
And then I will use my bonus action to turn around to Rurik and say, you know what? I saw it go around the corner, and maybe you can just go like, kill it and show us what you're made of. And I'll use some bardic inspiration on Rurik.
Sounds good. Selvin, you're over in the arcade room, probably unaware of this situation. Rurik.
I'm a champion.
And I don't know, Rurik, you might be muted. Maybe battery died.
Rick.
Can you hear us? Oh,
can
I hear
hear
you. I hear
There you
you.
are.
Oh, there you are.
Sorry, I pick back up again. So I, naturally enough, take a right on off to do what Cinnamon asked me to do, and then I'm wondering, why am I doing what she asked me to do? But
I'm so persuasive, you know? I mean, come on.
yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and
So,
Nice.
okay. Hold on though. Well, did a
on,
critical hit give you sneak attack?
No.
So, this is what I was going to suggest to you. If you want to do a stealth check before you pop out there, you could do that.
can I still do that?
Yeah, because you fired off too fast. I wasn't able to get my words out. So go if you want to do that with your bonus action. Get a stealth check in there.
Okay,
This could be big.
this could be.
I also think you didn't target it, so I don't think the crit damage will go through right away.
Okay, oh, hang on just a second.
For some reason, targeting it is being weird too.
Okay, so Your stealth check is good, so this critical hit. Go ahead and put your sneak attack damage. We'll just have to see what happens here. We might have to do some manual dice rolling.
How do I take the other one off?
Oh, actually that'll
Really?
work. What you did actually is perfect.
Okay. And then I just go ahead and drop the damage on it.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
So you'll be short 1d6.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, maybe it did double. the
Wow,
sneak attack.
Rurik, I am
That's
so
all right.
impressed. Like, look at you.
I've never hit anything like that before.
I mean, I couldn't actually see the hit, but I heard the sound, and I think it just sounded really impressive.
It's bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, it's looking pretty bad. You like hit it at like a critical like organ, and it's just dripping out this black blood that is almost acidic. You can see it kind of burning through like the metal tiling of the floor.
Well, I really hope it doesn't fly back at me. And so with those words, I'm actually going to go
You
ahead.
can move behind Scenario. Scenario is very hard to hit.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Scenario. I'm going to try and hide like right here.
Okay, backing up into that room. Lucy is doing what her programming does and getting a lot of money out of stupid tourists. And the cloaker then takes its turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Gets to right here by Scenario. And is gonna go ahead and make 2 attacks. One with its tail. 18 misses, and then one with its bite. That one also misses.
Haha!
You are
Jarl's
hard
having
to hit.
some
Jarl's trying to
fun.
pull everyone away. He's trying to. All right, time to go. Let's go.
And Lucy's like, "No, Jarl, we should stay. Well, there's so many other games we could play. There's more than just this one."
I really think we should go. And he's gonna look back at Mr. Butterbrickle and give him like a. He's gonna do his blinders.
Yeah, it's time to go now. I think we've thrown enough money away, and I've enjoyed watching it, but let's go.
All right. Back to the top,
Fine.
Mr. Butterbrickle.
I go.
So I have no idea what's going on over here with the cloaker, so I guess I'm just gonna start heading over there because I'm kind of trying to get direction from Rurik.
Your perception is like amazing. Like you've got a passive perception of 19. I think you're hearing like some ambient noise. Once you come out of the game room, you can hear that there's something amiss down the hall.
All right. So I guess I'm gonna start running over there. Well, I'm running from where I was, I guess. So, I guess that gets me here. And I call back for Jarl and Selvin. I think I hear something now going on down here.
All right. Scenario, it is your turn.
All right, well. This thing is not nice. We'll go ahead and try to do this again, and Dissonant whispers it.
It fails.
Make it run away again.
Moves out of your range. You hit it. Still alive.
And then I will give a bardic inspiration to Rurik.
Okay.
All right.
So I just
Cinnamon-
did the stealth for my hide.
I don't think you can do that because you use your stealth like before. Remember, on your turn, I let you do it before your attack.
Right.
The
Right.
rogue can do it as a cunning action.
Right, for hiding.
Which takes the bonus action.
Wait, I'm confused. So it's not your turn, Rurik. Just so you're.
Oh, because before you'd always told me to just go ahead and do it while. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, but
I
I
think
mean,
what he was saying
on
though,
your
was
last
you
turn,
hit
though,
before you attacked.
exactly. Like I let
right?
you retroactively use your do the stealth before that critical, so that was on that turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I.
Okay.
So you could totally. I don't care. You can do that check on your. You know, you can use that same roll on your when it comes back around to your turn.
Okay.
Cinnamon, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to run up where all the fun is happening, and I'm going to try to shoot my crossbow at the cloaker as it's flying away.
That's
Oh,
a hit.
look, Rurik, I hit it too. But it's only for 6 damage.
So 6 is enough to take it down. It just goes.
Yay!
You hit it. It squeals and kind of crash lands and just skids until it like runs into like the wall over here.
Team effort. Nice job, guys.
That was. I couldn't see it, but it sounded amazing.
Well, it wasn't as great as yours, but it did the job.
Yours killed it.
That is true. That is true.
Maybe we should find the rest of the people, because like if this is where the other tribe went, we're supposed to be going right north and finding the northern tribe.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that we aren't going to find another pile of little whatever they are husks. If we
Yes,
keep
that
on.
that is possible. They did not seem very resilient.
I'm picturing Jarl like slipping on the floor as he's trying to pull these two away from the.
Although there is also a bunch of open doors right here. We could take a quick look.
But we'll have to come back around this way some other time. I mean, what are you wanting to find?
What is there to find?
Ways to open the other doors.
There is that. There you go. There's a thing.
We found a suit of armor last time.
Scenario does not know what could be found. So he does not know what there is to find, what he is looking for.
But
That's really profound.
So, we are sitting at 10:30. We didn't do any of the things that I thought we would do tonight, which was probably like way more fun. So we can all thank Ron, who didn't watch his wandering monster happen. That created a very different scenario for us, so that was kind of fun. So we're gonna pick up our next community campaign. We basically, to put it into very meta terms, we've got 2 objectives now because we've got this Vegapygmy story. There's apparently like a northern veggie pygmy tribe and a southern one, and they're at wars just over turf. So it seems like the party has sort of picked that up as they're going to reunite these 2 tribes. They're gonna initiate peace talks between them. And they've got Lucy to be the one to like deliver that message. So that's a thing. The other thing that you have going right now is you're noticing there's a lot of these doors that do have the colored they're going to need key cards, and we're going to kind of gloss over how you figure out those work, but basically you figured out colored key card, find the card that has the color, it'll open up certain doors. So that'll be another objective that you'll have going forward, is to find the key cards that allow you to open various doors and let you open up more of this complex, which is your big overarching goal, is to clear this whole place out and make the Grand Duchy happy so you can get your reward. We'll certainly have more adventurers that will be popping up here in the complex. You've got a number of rooms now that you can kind of establish like a home base. Like you don't have to be running back and forth between here and the keep. and so you'll be able to set up kind of camp and start to whittle away and clear out these rooms bit by bit with the others that are coming. So thanks everybody. It was a very enjoyable and fun session. So thank you for keeping it entertaining. There was a lot of pieces there that were fun. Thanks everybody out in the audience that came out and were hanging out with us to watch another edition of Expedition to the Barrier Peaks. So this is our community campaign content that we are running as a thank you for our Patreon supporters. So if you're interested, if this looks like fun and you want to get in on one of these games, this is something we do a few times a month now for the people that support the channel. Put the link to the Patreon here in the chat. But we also encourage you just to come hang out with the 20 Sides to Every Story community at large in our Discord. We have lots of DMs right now running lots of different games, lots of opportunities to play things with us. So you should definitely swing by the Discord and come and join us in between the streams. We have a very active community, and we would love to have you a part of it. So come and join us there. That's all I've got for tonight. Tomorrow, the next stream we've got on the docket is one of our newer streams that we have on the channel. DM Dave will be running Kingmaker, Pathfinder campaign that he is running in the 5e rule set. So come swing by and check that out. Yeah, good question. Are we raiding anyone? You know, I always do these raids, and I always raid people that are, like, concluding their streams, just like we are, because all of my friends that stream do so in the same time zone. So, let me just
I think D&D time goes a little bit later, because I got some proficiency bonuses almost done.
They're almost done?
Yeah, but there's a thing called...
I see Captain Reboot still on? It looks like they're doing something.
Yeah.
Let's give them some love. So
Yes,
we'll
that
go and
sounds great.
do a raid on Captain Reboot. Please join.
Since we
so
just streamed on their channel accidentally yesterday.
Yeah.
We sure
Gotta
did.
return the favor. So join the raid and let's drop by our friends and say hi. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll see you all soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.